Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Prep Talk. I'm Russ Robinson, voice of the Jackson Prep Patriots. A lot going on around Jackson Prep these days, as is most of the case when you get into the spring sports. And of course, you've got basketball left over, you've got soccer left over. We're going to have reports on both tonight as both approach their playoff berth. John Marcus Duncan has got the Patriots in the #1 seed and headed to the tournament here in the next couple of days. Also, girls and boys basketball, both JV and varsity, are fighting for their playoff spots. And so we'll have reports on all of that and find out exactly what it is that an assistant coach does as they are assistant coaches. It's all happening tonight on Prep Talk. We'll be back in a moment.
There are all kinds of letters we need to remember, like ABC, ESPN. But here are some letters you need to remember as well. GAF. That is the best roofing products on the market today, and that's why David Wilbanks and Elite Roofing use GAF. When you deal with Elite Roofing, you know you are receiving the best product, best installation, and best warranty in the market. Call Elite Roofing at 601-856-9426. So when it comes to your roof, you are the letters ABC.
Southern Ag Credit has been financing life outside the city limits for over a century. Whether it's helping families own land they can grow with, or farmers manage the land they grow on, Southern Ag Credit specializes in financing life outdoors. Let us finance your rural dream. Visit us online at southernagcredit.com.
Jennifer Mooneyham and the staff at For the Family Healthcare provide personalized healthcare for all ages in a comfortable environment. With a new address at 112 Lake Vista Place in Brandon near Community Place Retirement Home, it is convenient to residents in both Madison and Rankin counties. Health services include anything from wellness checks to the treatment of acute and chronic illnesses. Visit For the Family Healthcare for all of your healthcare needs. For the Family Healthcare, 112 Lake Vista Place, Brandon, Mississippi.
The Rogue includes an in-store support of clothing, sportswear, and furnishings. They also provide made-to-measure services for suits, sport coats, pants, and shirting. They have 3 in-house tailors to provide any alterations suitable for your clothing needs.
The Rogue has been dressing men and families in Jackson for over 50 years. Owned by a prep graduate, the Rogue supports Jackson Prep. Come by today and see the latest trends.
Located at 4450 I-55 North Jackson, or visit our website at therogue.com.
Welcome back to Prep Talk as we talk about golf tonight and soccer and all the basketball playoffs that are going on. But we also wanted to take a look into the assistant coach, the life of an assistant coach. And here at Jackson Prep, we have some of the best in the business. And one is to my right. And let's see if I can go over this right now. Now, you're assistant coach of basketball, assistant coach for JV, assistant coach for soccer, assistant coach for track.
Yes, I think that's it.
Okay, if there is an extra, we'll try to get to it in another show.
Yeah.
So this is not, you see Kiwi in basketball and you may see her in soccer if you get to the games, but she's doing a lot year round. Don't tell me you teach.
I'm the 9th grade counselor. So I make all the 9th graders' schedules and see who's failing and all that kind of stuff. keep them in line.
Yes, and keep them fired up. Let's talk about assistant coach. First of all, is your aspirations, I would assume, is to be a head coach somewhere, sometime?
I would like to say that that's a goal of mine, and certainly, in the last 3 years here, I've learned a lot, and kind of, what it takes between, the time it takes and the planning and, organization and all that kind of stuff. I definitely think I've learned a lot. So I would say that's a goal of mine. Mm-hmm.
What you saw, what you mentioned, what you saw, was it different than what you saw as a player?
A little bit. I guess you just don't see all the behind the scenes of what goes into, preparing to watch film and preparing for practice and to, walk through all the other team stuff. I mean, you do it as a player, but you don't understand all the time that it takes the coach to prepare, for you to do it in practice and watch the film session and all that kind of stuff.
Heard a coach say one time, if you divide all the hours into the paycheck, you're making less than minimum wage, whatever.
Yeah, we don't do that around here. Yeah.
Well, you're an assistant under Michael. What is one thing that Michael's taught you that you think you could carry to a program and win with?
I would say attention to detail. I mean, whether that's like details of what you're going to do in practice, and then even details of like how you want to close out, how you want to pass, how you want to shoot. I mean, he's constantly preaching, focus on the little things. And, I definitely think that that's important. I mean, in basketball and just in life, it's just attention to, specifically how you're doing certain things. And I think I already had a little bit of that, like in my personality. I'm just kind of,
Lean toward
type
that,
A and
yeah.
organized. But no, I think his attention to detail is really good. That's something I've definitely, learned along the way.
Do you, having been an assistant coach, if and when I think you will become a head coach somewhere, maybe here, who knows? But is there something that you might do differently?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I just think, I think Coach Mack does a good job, and I think he's, been in basketball for so long because he does a lot of things right. I'm sure, if I had my own program, there would be things that I would do different. I guess I haven't, really thought, that much about it. Maybe I'll make practice shorter. Coach Mack, if you're listening, practice is really long.
I'm sure.
But no, I mean, but he has a good point. We have a lot to get done,
Right.
a lot to learn, so, I mean, jokingly, yeah, I would probably make practice a little bit shorter, but,
Okay.
that might be my one thing I do different.
I'm sure all the players would enjoy that. All right, down in the JV team, the purpose. I know you love to win and lose. I mean, you love to win. Don't like the losses.
No, I'm not a love to win. I'm a hate to lose.
Okay,
I hate
fine.
losing more than I love winning.
Well, I like
So-
that. All right, so on the JV team, but you've got to prepare those girls for the next level if they're in 9th grade.
Yeah.
How do you accomplish both of those things?
Well, I mean, again, it's a lot of seeing how Coach Mack does things and the language he uses, as far as like what we call plays and just different things like that. And teach that to them at a younger level. I know we started that with 8th grade, teaching them some sets that our high school team runs, and then you do the same thing in junior high. And so you really, I'm sure, we do some things different for the most part, but you kind of take his vision for the program as a whole and I wouldn't say dumb it down, but, put it on a level that they understand,
Right.
to hopefully then prepare them for when they're, sophomores and, going forward, they're kind of, where they need to be to help our varsity team. So.
But still, you can only do what they have the talent level to do.
Well, yeah, but you would hope that you would still, be able to prepare them and just teach them a lot. Whether it is, this is how we close out, this is how we defend. We don't get up in a passing lane and deny the ball. We say don't get split, don't let them drive in between you. I mean, so even if you may not have the best athlete, hopefully you can teach them just the concepts that we believe in as the program.
I came along in the midst of a Noblin sandwich. You played, and I
Yes.
didn't get to call those games.
Yes.
Here I come, but I get to call Clayton's games. Okay. Truth be known, I mean, y'all get out one-on-one on the driveway. I mean, who
I don't
wins
know.
that?
I don't know. I mean, gosh, that was certainly good for our just athletic career, just playing all the same stuff. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we had my dad painted a 3-point line and free throw line in our driveway. We had a soccer goal in the backyard. I mean, we did it all. We did it together. So that definitely pushed both of us to be, the best we could be.
Absolutely. Somebody asked me one time, said, what sport do you enjoy calling the most? And I said, the one that I'm currently doing, because I loved all of them. You've obviously had soccer experience and track field experience and basketball experience. Which of those do you like the most?
Oh, gosh. I mean, yeah, I have to say just the one that I'm doing at the time.
There you
I
go.
mean, soccer's fun. I mean, you're outside, great group of girls. Coach Duncan obviously does a very good job at, coaching those girls and always has. And that's cool. I mean, to be able to coach with him because he coached me. And so, I mean, that's cool. And then, I enjoy basketball and I enjoy figuring out like what the other team's going to run and how it works and what they're looking for and how we can guard them. And then track probably just comes the easiest, for me to be like, teach somebody how to hurdle or, run a relay. So
Just jump over the obstacle and you got to
it's
go.
not that hard.
Having played for John Marcus and now being a coach with him, has he changed any of his style of coaching as the years have progressed? Or
Not
is he
really.
about-
I mean,
Really?
I would say he's pretty much stuck to the, the script for the last however many years. But it is funny being on the other side and seeing him get mad at, girls for doing things. I'm like, I definitely did that when I was in high school, whether it's being offsides or something. I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Didn't then, but you do
Yeah,
now.
I get it now. So
Well, the girls won the state championship this year at JA. What a night that was.
Mm-hmm. yeah, that was awesome.
I mean, the kids were there, and Paxton was playing the cymbals. I mean, it was all
I know,
good,
yeah.
and it was a big night over there. Well, now he's coming up to a boys state championship.
Yeah.
Does he coach the girls differently than he does the boys?
I think you just, in general, have to coach girls differently than you coach boys. He may have some of the same concepts, but I think as far as how you approach them, you kind of have to approach, girls a little bit differently than you can approach a boy. So,
Well, of course, the talent level is obviously different, and maybe the strength level is a little different, but the game's the same.
right, yeah.
All right, so you've come down here, and now we've talked to you. You may have aspirations of being a head coach somewhere. What makes a good head coach? Besides
gosh.
victories.
Well, of course, winning helps. But again, I mean, I think a high level of preparation and, organization, and you kind of have to walk a fine line of, having a good relationship with your players, but, being kind of stern at the same time. So, I mean, it takes a lot of different factors, I think, to go into being a successful head coach, whether that looks like a bunch of wins or, just looks like your team got better. I don't think success is necessarily defined as by the number of, wins you have, but kind of by how much, progress your team made.
To your point, Michael probably has had what I think, and I've been here 20 years, one of his best coaching years, but the wins and losses won't show it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at our record and you would think, man, they had, a bad year.
Right.
But if you look at, from game 1 to we're playing game, 32 today,
Something like that,
we've made a lot of progress.
Really
So,
have, and that's was the point I was making. And when I do the post game with the girls, I always tell them, we're not going to look like this when we're in November and December. Come February, we're going to be a different team, and I think that's been the case. Now there are some really good teams out there.
There are. I mean, we play in a tough league. It's hard to win. So.
And then a bunch of them were licking their chops over last year's team. What is the mindset of this girls basketball team right now? They just want to do one and done, or you got 2 seniors, 2 leaders on the team. What's the mindset of this team?
I mean, I think they definitely see it as, a growing year, learning a lot. But I will say, I mean, credit to them because they play hard every minute of every game. I mean, there maybe have been a couple where we would have said, okay, didn't feel like that was your best effort. But, even though, we haven't won as many as we've lost, I mean, we can't really argue with, the effort they've put in.
Right.
So,
Well, we're going to be in the bottom side of that bracket. I think we're, depending on tonight, maybe a 4 or 5 game. We're
I think that's
assured
pretty
of that.
much locked. Yeah, we'll play Park Lane at PCS the first round next week. So, whether we flip, 5 and 4, 4 and 5, it's all the same.
And how many times have we seen a team come in with a losing record, but they started catching fire in January, and here they are in the playoffs, and they may make a run in the playoffs.
You never know.
You just never know. I think one of the best quarters of basketball that I've seen this team play was against PCS.
The first quarter?
Yeah, well,
The first quarter of the second game.
Yes, but down there, they were getting blown out, and they cut it to 6 at halftime. So you've got to think, what? These girls can do this. Again, they're playing against some really good competition, and I just saw last night where Simpson beat Leek for the 3rd time. That's got to be.
Yeah, I watched
unusual.
that game. Yeah, Simpson beat Leek by 12. So
How much basketball do you watch?
a lot. I mean, between watching film, which I spend the majority of my time doing that, or watching other games like the Simpson League game just because it's a good game, or watching college basketball. It's a lot of times it's film on my laptop and a college game on my TV. So.
And then your phone, then your
Yeah.
laptop. Yeah, it goes on and on. Well, we're very fortunate to have you here at Jackson
Well,
Prep.
thank you.
And I'm one of those guys that thinks that we won't be able to hold you that long until somebody comes calling and says, we want that Noblin girl over there. The best to your parents and to Clayton when you see her, from
Thank you.
all of us here at Jackson Prep. Kiwi Noblin, who is an assistant coach in a various array of sports here, but tonight will be on the basketball court as Jackson Prep plays Park Lane, and we'll see where and how far they go in the playoffs as this journey continues. A big thanks to her for coming by and sharing some of her time with us. Tonight we'll also be talking with Coach Gladwell of the boys team and find out what his aspirations are and what he thinks about this year's basketball playoffs when Jackson Prep Talk continues in a moment.
Part of the enjoyment for me is interacting with patients.
I feel like we form a close bond with the patient as they're going through their ailment, their surgery, and their recovery.
As well as the new building, we now have our own physical therapy and our own surgery center.
I think sometimes you take for granted how vulnerable patients are. Enormous amount of trust they're putting in us to do the right thing.
You want the people you're operating on to trust you, you want to become friends with them, and you want them to have a good outcome.
Here at Capital Ortho, we look forward to seeing you and treating you.
Since 1968, Ewing & Ray has been leading the way as the area's premier foundation repair company. With our state-of-the-art equipment, licensed professional engineers, and certified technicians, we are able to ensure the right solution with the best warranty in the business. Whether you have drainage problems, need foundation repair, or need a specialized foundation system installed, for over 50 years, Ewing & Ray is a trusted source to ensure your home or business is safe and stable for years to come. Contact us today by visiting our website or giving us a call.
You haven't had good chicken until you've had Super Chicks. Super Chicks is made with 0 preservatives, 0 phosphates, and 0 dyes. There are many sauce options and a fresh new frozen custard every week. Everything is made 100% cooked to order, so it's very fresh. There's also many fry options such as salt, rosemary pepper, sweet, and Cajun. And don't let me forget the loaded fries. Super Chicks is a great place for prep friends and family to connect after events. And it's so good.
The Tire Depot, with locations on Old Fannin Road in Brandon and on Terry Road in Byram, they're your neighbors and they appreciate your business. More than just a tire store, they offer alignments, brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, shocks, struts, leveling kits, and a whole lot more. They are family owned and operated. All of their techs have 20 years or more of experience. The Tire Depot, owned and operated by a Jackson Prep family. Welcome back to Prep Talk as we get you ready for the basketball playoffs that are coming up. And tonight we're talking to the assistant coaches of these teams. And Coach Gladwell joins us now from the boys' side of things. Coach, first of all, welcome to Jackson Prep. Welcome to the show. What do you think about all of this?
Yeah, I mean, it's neat where you kind of get an in-depth look and behind the scenes of what's going on with our athletic program and get to know the coaches that you see on the sidelines and, you know, just the players and just get different stories of the season, just kind of the grind and different things like that.
How long does it take you to get to know a basketball player?
You know, it's one of those relationships you build over time. I'm a very personable person, so I connect quickly, but to really get in, you know, just get to know them, just learn, you know, background. I mean, every player is different.
You got a story.
Yeah. And so, you know, kind of resonate, hey, here's some things that, oh, you know, that's similar to interests I have. And I think it's a process of, you know, just getting to know them and developing that chemistry and camaraderie, but also that trust that they have in you. And so it you know, it just takes a while.
What about the players getting to know the coach? How long does that take?
Well, they get to see some of our rougher sides early on when, you know, the more mistakes they make.
So they take longer time.
Right, yeah. But, no, I think, you know, just for me, just diving head first and, you know, just getting to know them and them feeling comfortable enough around me. So,
where do you, as a coach, draw the line between coach and friend?
Yeah, that's a real hard balance. You know, on the court, we want to be coach. Yes. We want to be the coach. We want to make sure that they know, hey, here are expectations that we have of you as players. But also you have to kind of figure out where that line is to where, hey, at the end of the day, I'm on your side. You can trust me. I'm for you. But typically that doesn't happen on the court. That's something that happens, you know, on the road on bus trips,
right. Mm-hmm.
You know, team meals, things like that. Yes.
You know, Tim Wise has won everywhere he's been.
Yeah.
He studies film probably more than anybody I know. What's it like coaching under Tim Wise?
It's great. You know, he was just joking today with me about how demanding it can be sometimes. You know, I get a text last night at 1:30 about something that he's watching, and so, you know, but he's great. I mean, he's just a wealth of knowledge, and yeah. You know, as a young coach, picking his brain about things. Hey, here's things that I see. Hey, what are some ways we can incorporate this into even, you know, our 7th and 8th grade programs. You know, he's been great for me, just a great resource, a sounding board. You know, I've always wanted to surround myself with people that know more than I do, and that can teach me things. And so, you know, it's great being in the office together, and I like how we're all together to where we can really bounce ideas off. But he also gives me freedom to think about things myself and to try things out, and then just gives me, you know, feedback on how that goes.
So you can make suggestions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not one of those things where it's like he's the dictator and we all fall in line behind him. You know, he's got a vision for the program, but every coach is going to bring a different thought process, mentality, way they go about doing things. So yeah, it's a sounding board, I like to say, where we can just throw ideas off there, and he'll ask me what I think about things, and then I'll, you know, in turn ask him the same thing.
What did you think about last year's team?
I got to watch them 2 or 3 different times. You know, I was at the overall championship. I was actually sitting with Luke Wise's son, and man, the way they gelled as a team. You know, there were probably thousands of more talented teams but that team played so well together. You know, 1 through 15. You know, there was a core group of guys, you know, seniors that really led that charge. But yeah, I mean, just seeing them work together, buying into what Coach Wise, you know, because we're not, you know, we don't run that offense where you score 1,000 points a game, but, you know, getting them to buy into the doing the little things, and, you know, just great guys, and getting to see them, and, you know, them coming back this year has been neat for me.
I think one of the neat things about high school sports, basketball, is when you have a point guard like Cam Brent one year, and you know this number 5, Luke Segrist, is pretty good, but he's playing behind Cam. Okay, but here's Luke now thrust into that starting role, and he's doing what we expected Luke to do.
Yeah, he's a leader on the floor. He's a leader off the floor as well, and he's one of those that you want that doesn't get too high or too low.
Exactly.
Steady. You know, we were looking at some stats today. You know, he doesn't turn the ball over. We know that no matter how hard a team is pressuring us, we can trust Luke that he's going to make the right play. Not turn the ball over in critical moments. And, you know, as we saw against MRA when we played here, he's going to hit the big shots that we need. And so, you know, just a great guy, great parents. And then we've got his younger brother who's starting to step up as well. So we've got another Segrist in the pipeline.
Well, we call it three-grist, you know, when he takes a shot. You know, I heard a coach say one time when he won a state championship, they said, you know, when did you feel like you were going to win a state championship? And he said, back when these kids were in 7th and 8th grade. He said, that's where you start building a championship team, is in that year. You are also on the junior varsity side of these things. What do we have coming up?
We have some great guys. You know, I've gotten to spend a lot of time, you know, with our 7th and 8th grade, but this year also I led our 10th grade guys. And, you know, we've got some guys coming up that I think people can be excited about. Great character guys. You know, that's a thing that we really value. You can be a great basketball player, but you also have to be a player of character.
Absolutely.
And, you know, just the way we structure our program. But, yeah, I think there's some guys that fans can really get excited about, kids that have grown up through Jackson Prep. You know, older brothers have been here, older siblings. And, you know, we had a great JV season playing Hartfield, St. Joe, MRA, Jackson Academy. And, you know, we saw some really good positive things that we're excited about. You know, we graduate 6 seniors. And so we're going to have some of these sophomores step up, just like some of these younger guys have stepped up this year.
Kind of like what the girls are going through right now.
Absolutely.
Do you have aspirations of being a head coach somewhere?
You know, before I came here, I was a head coach at Mount Salus in Clinton.
Right.
And, you know, but it's a lot smaller of an environment. And, you know, every assistant coach one day wants to do that. But you also, for me, understand there's a lot that I've got to continue to learn about the game, coaching-wise, you know, just how to do the little things, you know, building a program, not just building a good team, but building a program that's successful, that, you know, doesn't drop off just because of what we've built through the system. And so, yeah, I mean, obviously I do, but I'm loving my role right now and just, you know, learning and growing every day.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, as to where you're from, and you said you left Mount Salus to come here. Where were you before that, and where are you from?
Yes, I grew up in Missouri, which basketball is really big in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah. Something about Kansas. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
We don't like Kansas in my house. But, you know, basketball is really similar to the way we play basketball. Defensive-minded, shooting, you know, a lot of fundamental basketball. And so growing up, I mean, I was the kid that played every sport. I wrestled, which we don't have wrestling in Mississippi. But, you know, it was kind of one of those small towns you did everything. And so sports has always been in my background, but also realized being 5'7" that, you know, coaching was going to be in my future more than playing would be in my future.
Like broadcasting was in mine, not playing. Yeah.
But I kind of took a detour, and I was in the ministry for about 13 years.
Wow.
But I was a missionary in Kenya, and I coached a basketball team over at an international school in Kenya, and that's kind of where I got my feet really wet, you know, as a 23-year-old kid coaching international kids from all over the world in Kenya. And it was probably one of the coolest experiences I ever had. And that began to ignite the passion for coaching. And, you know, in ministry, I always felt like ministry and coaching, they're very similar.
Yes.
You know, you're building relationships, you're leading them, you're teaching them, you're helping do things to help them grow. And then had an opportunity to go coach basketball at Mount Salus, and it just felt like the time was right for me to get back into the field.
All right, all the warm fuzzies out of the way. It's playoff time,
It is.
okay? And we lost at MRA the other night in a game that I thought just got away from us.
Yeah.
I thought we had them.
Yeah.
Until Ross Haley's kid hit the three. You know, I said, oh, goodness. And then Alexander hit one, and it looked worse, and it really was.
Absolutely.
We were up with 1:04 left to go.
Right, yeah. We're 41-40, you know, one of those things, you know, you have Josh Hubbard, who's, you know.
The ultimate.
Yeah, one of the best MIS players, if not, you know, in the history of the state. And so it's a tough matchup, and so you gotta make sure that you guard him, but then you leave a Haley open to hit a big three. Or, you know, in that game, you know, I thought we had a great game plan. We attacked them well. You know, and we hopefully will get another couple shots.
Oh, you're
going
to get it.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, we just, you know, this is the crunch time right now. You know, we got one more district game. You know, we're building towards, you know, ultimately the state playoffs, but really we're building for overall and preparing for that. And so this is just the next step for us. You know, we always say this is the next step in the process. It's a process.
Well, and you know, we're going to be playing the playoffs at Presbyterian Christian. How do you feel we play at Presbyterian Christian's gym?
Yeah, we were joking about this the other day when we played in the first half. We were 6 of 9 for 3 in that gym, so we really liked it. Now, the second half was a different story,
right?
But I think it's good, that neutral site, playing, you know, not in a team's home gym, you know, unless we play with PCS. And so it kind of neutralizes everything as far as fan base, and, you know, they're shooting on rims they're not used to shooting on. And so I think we'll do well there. You know, you do have the travel, and that makes it difficult. Anytime where you have to go on the road to win a game, and not just one, but for us too, it's going to be a challenge, but we'll be prepared for it.
Tell you what, you're doing a great job with that 10th grade team. I've gone with Bobby several times. He sets up, and I've watched them, and they're a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
They're a very talented group.
Yeah.
They're a tall group, which is also welcome here. And it looks like you're having a lot of fun. Of course, their playoffs are separate from ours.
Yeah, they'll play. We got the number 2 seed, just like the varsity boys, and we'll play Thursday against MRA down at Park Lane. So we'll be at Park Lane a lot this week. But yeah, it's, you know, we've played Park Lane twice so far, and you know, MRA twice so far, and won both games, but both games were extremely close.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're prepared for, you know, it's going to be a dogfight, you know, on Thursday, and we'll be ready for them, and you know, give it our best game.
Coach Geibel, we're certainly glad that you're here, and you're doing a great job for Jackson Prep. And I know that there's a lot of schools out there that would like to have you as a head coach, but you know, we're glad that you're here as an assistant, that's for sure. Coach Geibel here with the boys basketball side. We'll take a timeout. More Prep Talk in a moment.
Visit Eric Stallworth at Acura of Jackson, 828 Adcock Street, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 601-978-2228.
Sometimes opportunities begin where the road ends. where pavement fades to gravel and the sounds of the city scatter in the breeze. This is life outside the city limits, made possible by financing from Southern Ag Credit. From farmstead to homestead and everything in between. Apply for your rural loan today at southernagcredit.com.
Hi, Chuck Smith here from Smith Brothers Body Shop. Smith Brothers has been proudly serving the Jackson metro area since 1946. We consider you to be our friend to ensure the best experience possible. If you've chosen a body shop in the past because they were right around the corner and had a bad experience, or you've been treated poorly elsewhere, come see what a difference quality service can make at Smith Brothers Body Shop. Call us at 601-353-5217. At Smith Brothers, you're more than a number. Smith Brothers Body Shop, the best from us to you.
Visit your local Dunkin' at 403 Riverwind Drive in Pearl.
Welcome back to Prep Talk. You know, John Marcus Duncan is one of the finest soccer coaches in this state, bar none, and it's evidenced by the string of state championships he has. But none of those are as important as the one coming up. And we're tonight on Prep Talk. We want you to know about what these guys have gone through to get to this state championship. They are the #1 seed, and we'll hope, of course, they can bring a championship home like they did against the girls against JA earlier this year. So now let's take a look at boys soccer here at Jackson Prep.
All right, my name is Jonathan Wern, and I'm one of the commentators for the Prep soccer team. We're going to be taking this time to interview some of the senior players from the Prep soccer team, and we have here with us right now Gray Glaze, senior. Mm-hmm. So, Gray, tell me about your how long you've been playing soccer at Prep.
This will be my third year at Prep. I was originally at JA and then moved to Colorado for a year, and now this will be my third year here. So.
Great. Well, tell me some of the positions you've been playing at Prep.
Right now I play center forward, but I also play right wing. I've stepped into the midfield a couple times when we've needed it, but mostly center forward.
Okay. Well, as center forward, you know, you have kind of a unique position to be in. The ball's coming to you at your feet. What kind of mentality do you have to have as a center forward?
Mainly just know where I'm at on the field, know where my players are, where my teammates are, and be able to distribute the ball, and just work. I mean, you know, whether somebody's playing the ball to my feet or whether, you know, somebody's playing me through, the main thing is to just work and continue, you know, pushing hard. And then when their defense has the ball, you know, my job is to, you know, put pressure on them, make them make mistakes. So I would say a big factor is just working.
Okay. Well, when you say you work, you've got 7 goals this season. 9 assists. When that ball comes to your feet and you need to work, what's your mindset? What are you trying to do with the ball?
Just find, you know, the next right thing, you know, depending on where, you know, our players are. If it's, you know, a fast break out of our back, you know, I'm looking to, you know, find, you know, Nathan Warren on the left or Upton, or set the ball back and looking to run more into the attack. But mainly just connect passes and figure out what's the best way to get through their defense.
I know you and others, you know, over the seasons that have been playing at Prep may have had some knocks, some injuries. Mm-hmm. You know, what kind of advice do you have for kind of younger players that might get injured during the season? How can they help?
Well, I would say first off, going into the season, have some preparation, just running. I mean, Coach Duncan has always been a coach that, you know, our first part of the season is just running. I mean, I just think of it as cross-country practice for that first bit. So preventing injuries is just as important as, you know, taking care of them. So the best thing to do is prevent those injuries. And when it does come up, the best thing to do is just do everything you can, see medical professionals as soon as possible. You know, we've had a couple injuries recently. With, you know, I had an injured back, you know, Warren's had some injuries, you know, Murley had some injuries. So the best thing to do is just encourage those players while they're out and give any advice that you can, if you've been in that situation. But just encourage those players because they, are not going to be able to play or are in a tough situation as well. And the best thing to do is just do what's best for the team.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, you have been named one of the team captains along with you and Reed. What does that kind of mean for you as part of in your senior season?
Early on, me and Reed were the only seniors out there because every other senior was playing football. So it was kind of it's weird being one of two guys that were leading the team, but it was fun to get settled in and get, be the role model that, I need to be. And it kind of had to figure out early on what needed to happen to make sure the team was doing what they needed to do and listen to coach. So I felt, early on it took a little bit to get really into it, but once, I've become accustomed to it and I really enjoy, running out there, doing the coin toss and just kind of all the fun stuff that goes along with being a captain. But I do my best to have fun and help the team, be kind of upbeat, but also maintain the leadership role to make sure everybody's getting everything done in time, getting all the equipment, doing things that coach asks.
Okay, well, great. Well, I appreciate you joining us again. It's Gray Glaze, senior on the Prep soccer team. Thanks, Gray.
Thank you.
I'm now joined again with another Prep senior soccer player, Reed Susania. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Reed, why don't you tell me a little bit about how long you've been playing soccer at Prep?
I've been playing for, I think, 4 years now.
Okay, tell me some of the positions you've been playing over your years at Prep.
Mostly just defense, but I think during my sophomore year playing for varsity, they would kind of stick you wherever they kind of wanted, just to kind of see where you were at. I played a little bit on the right wing, but I wasn't quite the fastest, so I kind of transitioned more toward the back and just started playing more defense.
Yeah, well, tell me, as a defender, what does it take to be a good defender at Prep?
Just knowing when to step and try to take the ball away, or just making the smart choices and the safest options, because you're in the very back and you don't want to lose the ball back there.
Yeah, and I guess a lot of times you see kind of the forward players, the central players kind of playing the ball back to the back line, and maybe even playing to the goalie. Many sports playing it backwards doesn't make sense. So why does a soccer player or a team want to do that?
I mean, if you're going back, that means that, there's not as many options forward as you would like, and there's not really a safe option forward. So by going back, you can kind of reset and then rework the field to a way that the team would want to go and just go through a safer option into attacking.
Okay. And I know over your years on the Prep soccer team, you've kind of earned your playing time. What advice do you have for maybe a young soccer player coming in and maybe wanting to immediately jump in and start or getting frustrated with their playing time? What advice do you have for them?
I mean, just keep working and keep trying to beat out the other guys, and just every single game, just try your best not to get overly mental about it, and just play how you play during practice, and yeah, that's about it.
Okay, well, good. Well, you and Gray Glaze are team captains this season, right? What does that mean for you to be a team captain as a senior?
It's fun. It's an honor to lead these guys and kind of try to be a role model and just lead them throughout the season, and through all the ups and downs, just try to help the team go through everything.
Okay. Well, kind of looking back over your Prep career, what's a memorable moment that you kind of have as a Prep player? Whether it's a game or a play?
I'd say probably, I hit a pretty crazy goal this year. So that was probably a big highlight of the Prep career.
Okay, well, good. I'm joined again with another Prep senior soccer player, Luke Hergel. Luke, thanks for joining me. Tell me kind of how long you've been playing soccer at Prep.
I've been playing since my 7th grade year. So, was that like 6 years?
Okay. Well, tell me kind of some of the positions and maybe your favorite one that you like to play.
They've always stuck me up top. I think it started out because I was kind of slow and fat when I was a little kid, but they kind of worked out. So I think that's the only spot that I've played.
Okay. Well, tell me what it's like being what it's like to have played for Coach Duncan over all those since 7th grade.
It's nice. You know, he's got a good program going. He's got a really good atmosphere, and he always is good with team morale. So it's been really nice. It's been a good experience.
Good. Well, I know kind of earlier on in the season, this soccer season, you may have injured a back or something like that. Tell me what happened with that.
Yeah, my back, I fractured it in 9th grade, and it never healed. And so when soccer started up, it just really started hurting again. So I was out for about 3 weeks, and then went and got it healed up, and it was good.
Okay. Well, it seems like you've kind of worked your way back in kind of starting lineup now, right?
Yeah. Really worked hard. I was trying to do everything I could to get there, and now I'm here, so now I'm trying to keep my spot.
That's great. Well, you mentioned you kind of play that center forward position. What kind of style of play do you say you have as a center forward?
I just try to get the ball, distribute it, score goals. Do everything I can to help the team in the situation that I'm in at certain points.
Well, it's fun to watch, especially in the last couple of games. There always seems to be a lot of high balls that kind of come from the defenders or the goalie, and it always seems to be coming to you at your feet, and you got a guy on your back. What's going through your head at that time?
I'm just trying to get a good touch. If I lose that ball, it's kind of messes with the whole way that we're going. So I just try to get it down and get it to someone else.
Okay. And during the last game, the J game, we kind of went down early in overtime, but you helped us score 2 goals, and so you seem to have a knack for finding the ball and being in the right place at the right time. How do you do that?
I try to. The first goal was just really good cross. I was in the right spot, and then the second goal is honestly Upton's goal. I mean, he did all the work. I was just there to clean it up.
Fair enough. Well, I guess you have a favorite memory as a prep soccer player, or a favorite moment or score?
Probably standing over that dude at the J game.
Well, tell me about what that means.
He put some fire in me. I was ready to rock and roll in the overtime, and went out there and rock and rolled.
You did that. I'm joined again with another prep senior, Nathan Wern. Nathan, thanks for joining me.
Of course.
So tell me how long you've been playing soccer at prep.
I guess I've been playing since the 9th grade. I didn't play 9th grade because I was hurt, tore up my knee, but I've played the past 2 seasons. I guess this would be the 3rd season I've actually played. So.
And tell me what positions you typically play.
I normally play out on the left. It's kind of like a left forward or left winger, but I guess this year I've played a little bit of center forward up top, playing with somebody, like a 2-striker kind of approach. So.
Okay. And has that been kind of a change in the season, doing that 2-striker approach?
Yeah, we really haven't. Really, like the past few years, we've really played just the same formation the whole time, but this year we've kind of changed it up a little bit, played a different formation with 2 strikers or a fullback, different wing backs, kind of thing like that.
How has that been? Has it taken some time to get used to playing that new position?
Yeah, it's definitely different. You do different things. On the wide, you're trying to run at people, kind of thing, but in the center, you try to hold it up, distribute for other people. So yeah.
I looked at the stats this morning, and we've got 4 players that have more than 10 goals. So I mean, you and Will Upton both have 18, at least unofficially. I mean, what does that mean for you to see prep have 4 players with more than 10 goals this season?
It means that I can more create goals. I don't have to necessarily be the only scorer kind of thing. I can create for other people, and I know I can trust that they can score a goal, which is good to have when you have more than people scoring 10 goals. That's a lot of goals in a season. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I guess looking at the goals, you have actually more assists than you have goals. So tell me what kind of mindset you have and how that works out where you have more assists than goals.
Yeah, I guess I'm normally trying to beat the player and then set up my teammate for an easier tap in kind of goal, cutting it back, setting them up for an easier goal, trying to make it easier for them. Yeah.
Okay. On corner kicks, you typically see teams kick a long ball into the box and maybe try to get a header or bounce it around. A lot of times we see prep do something called a short corner.
Yeah.
Tell me, what does it mean to take a short corner?
I guess a short corner is when obviously you go short, but it makes it to where you have an advantage in the corner kind of thing, a 2-on-1, to where you should get past that one defender with the 2 people in the corner. And so it creates it for you to have the ability to either shoot the ball or have an easier cross or kind of that thing, and it's much much more high probability of scoring a goal kind of thing.
Looking back over your prep career, kind of what's been your most memorable moment, game, score? What do you look back on?
I guess this most recent JA game, I guess not the one we just played, but the one at JA where Will scored twice. That was probably the best game, the most fun game I played in. It was pretty electric. So
I'm joined here with Will Upton, a prep senior on the soccer team. Will, glad to have you here. Tell me how long you've been playing soccer at prep.
So I've been playing since the 7th grade, so I think that's maybe 6 years. Yeah, it's been great.
Okay, good. Well, tell me some of the positions you've been playing on the soccer team at prep.
So I started out in junior high kind of playing center mid, but as I got into high school, I've kind of moved more forward, less defense, more scoring, which I'm kind of a fan of. But I still come to the middle a little bit sometimes, but mainly up top.
Okay. You and a few other players play football as well, and so there was probably a little bit of a transition time when you were coming in to play soccer. But kind of, how has playing football prepared for you for the soccer team?
Well, it definitely helps with the conditioning, just staying running. But it's definitely a lot different. It's much more finesse, and the biggest difference is it's very fluid. It's not as like set plays and breaks. So you kind of have to get used to the game always going on.
Yeah, good. You're left-footed. Seems like Coach Duncan a lot of times likes to play you on the right side. Is that something you like? Is that a place you like to be on that side?
I like it better because I can kind of like, when I'm going at people, I kind of cut in and have a better chance to shoot because it's a better angle. But if not, I like to cut in and then like serve it to like Nathan or Luke on the back post from my left foot.
Because I guess the defender, for the most part, if you're on the left side or the right side, thinks you're going right-footed
down the line, right?
And so you have an advantage where they're not expecting all the time that you may go left.
Right.
Okay, well, good. One of the things that you see typically at a game is, kind of a defender coming forward to throw the ball in, but you seem to be one of those that's not a defender that throwing that ball in, and one of the reasons why it looks like is you can throw that ball all the way in the box. So tell me, that seems like to be a unique thing that we do at prep.
Yeah, we kind of picked it up from some of the public school teams we played down on the coast. Ocean Springs and Gulfport do it really well. It basically turns anything inside the 20-yard line into basically a corner, and so I feel like that's just a higher scoring chance than throwing it short. So we've scored a couple times this season off knockdowns, and then it goes right to our guy. But yeah, I think it's definitely improved.
Good. Kind of looking back on your prep career, what's kind of been your favorite moment, memory, game, soccer, score for this, for you?
It was either JA this year, winning 2-0 at JA, or winning 4-2 at Hartfield this year. I would consider both of them rivals, and yeah, it was just really big games and really fun.
Well, good. Well, thank you for joining us, Will Upton, prep senior on the soccer team.
Hello, I'm Jason Womack with Womack Auto Sales in downtown Brandon.
We've been here for 25 years serving the community, and we plan on being here for another 25 years.
Came to Womack in Brandon. I was looking for a Tahoe. Walked in, the folks were good to me. Hey, look how I ended up leaving. New Tahoe.
Womack's Auto Sales helped me finance the truck of my dreams.
Come out and take a look at our new facility and meet our staff.
Take exit 56 to downtown Brandon. And remember, at Womack's, your job is your credit.
Malone is a company in motion, delivering award-winning roofing, metal walls, and maintenance. With the use of Suprema products like Alsan liquid flashings, Alsan coating products, and more, Malone continues to prove there is nothing we can't accomplish. Protecting people and what matters to you.
At Community Bank, we're always by your side. From keeping your money secured to making payments a breeze.
Hey, do you have a medium in the pantry? Right here. It's $24.
Enjoy the show.
And giving you peace of mind when you need it most. So you can get back to enjoying the show. Community Bank, a bank like no other.
16 speakers, 272 horsepower.
Visit Eric Stallworth at Acura of Jackson, 828 Adcock Street, Ridgeland, Mississippi, 601-978-2228.
Well, with it getting warmer outside and the days getting a little bit longer, it's plain to see that golf season is here. Of course, for a lot of us, golf season never ends. But in high school, it begins about this time of the year, and it's no different here at Jackson Prep. They always do well. But we didn't know much about this year's team. We didn't know who's on the team. We didn't know who they were going to play. We did talk to the coach last week, but this time we're going to take a look at the golf team itself. So here's what's up for Jackson Prep Golf.
Today I'm here with Banks Hewitt. Banks is one of my fellow golf teammates this year, and he's actually one of our leading players this year. And so, Banks, what are some things you're doing to prepare for the season coming up?
Yeah, well, we have practices on Monday and Tuesday with the team, and then other than that, it's just on your own. And Coach Ripshaw really likes to want you to practice short game, so you do a lot of that.
And also, how's the competition this year compared to other years?
JA is probably our biggest rival, and they're probably going to be a little bit worse. They lost 4 seniors last year, but Oak Hill's going to be just as good as they always are, but they're not in our division, so.
Awesome. I'm here with Coach Robichaux, who's our head golf coach. Coach Robichaux, what are some ways you're preparing for the season this year?
Well, the last couple of years we've kind of come out a lot earlier after Christmas to get ready for, usually we start beginning of February, but a lot of kids, it's too cold, they don't want to get out and hit, so we've been coming out right after Christmas, kind of just getting the feel of the swing, see what everybody needs to work on, so I think that really helps out a lot. Got a lot of information last year from our seniors that said that, you know, the sooner the better to get hitting, because a lot of times they wouldn't come out on their own. So I think just coming out 2 days a week right after Christmas, I think they're ready. They're tired of kind of hitting the same course and ready to play, so I'm excited.
Yeah, and so we kind of have a newer team this year, a lot of younger people, smaller people graduate. How do you think we're going to do competition-wise with the other teams in our division?
We'll be fine. You know, we got a lot of guys coming back. You know, we lost Will Barnum, which was kind of hurt, but we got some younger guys stepping up. Most of our A team, you know, veteran guys, and then guys that are stepping up that shouldn't really take any time to get the swing of things. So I'm pretty excited. So I think we, you know, on paper it's looking pretty good, but we got to get out there and play.
I'm here with first-year golfer Gate Gregory. Gate, how has your experience been these first couple of weeks on the golf team?
It's actually been excellent. The environment that I'm around, it's just amazing. All the friends that I've made just coming out here and trying practicing. I've gotten so many tips from the coaches and everything. It's just been great.
And also, what are some ways that you, just on your own time, have been doing to improve for this upcoming season?
So on my own time, I like to go back into my backyard. I have a hitting range back there, so I just hit balls after balls. And after that, I do some putting and chipping in my backyard, and that's about it.
Awesome. I'm here with Coach Collins. Coach Collins is the assistant golf coach at Jackson Prep. Coach Collins, what's it like coaching the golf team?
It's been a lot of fun. I went to prep, but I played golf here, and then I had a chance to go play in college as well. So to be able to come back and help, you know, be a part of keeping this program going and working with the kids, you know, with y'all coming in, and it's been a lot of fun to be able to get back in golf in this way. I've been a player for so long, and I come back coaching. It's been a lot of fun doing it here at Prep.
Ferguson & Associates Architecture is a new generation architectural firm that combines state-of-the-art ideas and solutions with years of experience managing demanding projects. As a full-service architecture firm, Ferguson & Associates provides a complete range of architectural services. They plan, design, and manage the build. From creative concept to ribbon cutting, they're there to ensure your success. Visit their website at fergusonarchitecture.net for more information or contact them directly at 601-607-7933.
Rainey's Carpet Care is a locally owned and operated business that's been providing quality service to Central Mississippi since 1986. They offer 24-hour emergency water damage services, mold and mildew treatment, carpet care, pet odor removal, air duct cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, Oriental rug cleaning, carpet stretching and repair, upholstery cleaning. They offer it all. Visit them online at raineyscarpetcare.com or call today at 601-956-1515.
Jackson Healthcare for Women is Mississippi's premier provider of comprehensive OB/GYN care with extensive experience in the latest surgical techniques and services for women, including cool sculpting, Mona Lisa Touch, ideal protein, robotic surgery, pelvic floor dysfunction, and more. Our award-winning physicians are accepting new patients and are eager to care for you. Same-day appointments are available. Call us at 601-936-9190 or visit our website to learn more. Jackson Healthcare for Women, inspired by you.
Slava's Grill, open weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Saturdays from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And make sure to check out the lunch menu.
Hi, my name is Percy Oliver. This year, you might come to a football game and see a huge change, the new scoreboard and sound system. Today, I was interviewing Coach Crosby, athletic director, for more details. Coach Crosby, how long did we have the old board?
The old board was about 11 years old, 10, 11 years old, the video board and the scoreboard.
Why do we need the new scoreboard?
Well, so the old board, just like any technology, whether you're talking about a phone or a computer or a laptop, the technology in these scoreboards and video boards, they just get outdated, right? And so a video board that's 10 years old, it's hard to maintain, and it just stayed broken, it wouldn't work right. It was hard to get parts, and so it was just time. And the life of a scoreboard video board like this is usually about 8 to 10 years, so we got our money's worth out of the old one, but it was just time.
What's it going to be used for?
Well, it can be used for a lot of events, obviously football games, but any event that's going to be in this stadium, we can use that video board in some form or fashion, whether it's football games or soccer games or track meets, or any other events that we think can happen and use the video board as a supplement.
Awesome. What is it going to do for us?
Well, I think the biggest thing, it can do a lot of things, but I think the biggest thing is it's just going to increase event atmosphere. So when we're at a football game or a soccer game and we have big crowds, with the new video board and the new audio system, which we have that as well. It's a brand new audio system. Then it's just going to create a much better atmosphere that people are going to want to be a part of, and so I think it will increase attendance.
Mm-hmm. How is it going to change game day experience?
First of all, the audio system is going to be great. We have it finally in and installed, and it's crystal clear. It can get really, really loud, and so that's going to help. The video board is much bigger. The picture is much better, and it's much clearer. And so just from that standpoint, those that are here watching an event, it's going to add to their enjoyment.
Who paid for it?
The Athletic Booster Club paid for this 100%. So all of those parents that have given to the Booster Club, that's where that's one of the things their money went to. And so the Booster Club is great, and they're so helpful to all of our sports. And this is just one of the examples. And it was a big price tag, but the Booster Club stepped up and got us this. That was really, it became a need that we had. We had an audio system. They wanted the whole thing brand new. And so they went ahead and got a new audio system with the video board, and that's really added to it. But the Booster Club really stepped up and paid for 100% of this.
How long did it take to get?
Well, as things have been the last 18 months or so, your lead times on orders like this are not as fast as you want them to be. And so that's what happened here. We ordered it in the spring. The lead times were long. We didn't get the stuff in for the video board until right at the end of football season. And then the amps for the audio system didn't even come in until January. So it took longer than we had hoped. We had hoped to have everything in by about mid-season in football. That didn't happen, but that was out of our control. But it's in now, and it's working and working great.
What are some extras included for the new scoreboard?
Well, there's some ideas that we're floating around. The Booster Club has a lot of ideas, and we're in the discussions of what those things can be right now, and involving the school. What else can we use this video board for other than just athletic events? But I'll give you one example. One thing I think the Booster Club wants to do is sometime either during or before Christmas exams, they want to have a Christmas movie out here and show it and have everybody bring their chairs and serve hot chocolate and just kind of as a study break and use this great system that we have, a video board that we have for something for the entire student body.
How does it make Jackson Prep better overall?
I think it's going to want people to come out to events, right? And it's going to get them on campus. And when we have our prep family on campus together, then that's what we want, right? And that's what people want. And it's going to create a much better environment, a much better atmosphere for whatever's going on here. And so that's one of the biggest things that I think it will do for us as a campus and a community.
All right, thank you, Coach Crosby.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with Bobby Gross, Prep's campus technical director. Bobby, what are some technical aspects of the new board?
Well, the video board is actually one of the highest resolution boards at a high school. For those of you that are Ole Miss fans, it's the same resolution as the one at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. It's 13 millimeters, which means the bulbs are smaller, so there's more of them, which gives them a higher resolution. Most of the high schools in our area have 15, so they're a little bit larger and not quite as high. The board itself is 30 feet at the base, so it's a very large board. Unfortunately, in our stadium, it's so far away, it doesn't look quite that large, but it's a really nice board. We're gonna use it for a lot of different things, but we can do full screen video. We can have what's on it now, which are the ad panels on the side, the scoreboard at the bottom, and then the video. During games, we'll actually have the live feed off of the broadcast so that we can have instant replay and that type of stuff playing on the video. Let's go take a look real quick at the back of it. We'll look at the sound system a little bit. That'll help see it. It's a little bit better than me talking about it.
Yes, let's go. We are underneath the scoreboard checking out the sound system equipment.
Yeah, right. This big gray box is actually a subwoofer. It's 20,000 watts. Our old sound system, the entire sound system was 10,000 watts. This one is 20 just in the subwoofer. This big box, which is currently locked, is the rack system that has all of our powered amps and stuff. It's enough power that we had to contract an electrician to come out and add additional power to support the burden. Up top, there are two speakers on top of the scoreboard in the box that by themselves are 5,000 watts apiece. So those two, one points to visitors and one points to the home side. So that's pretty much everything. Everything feeds back with a fiber cable to the press box, and all of the mixing and all that stuff is handled from there. While we're here, we can look at the back of the video board, and you'll see that there are individual panels, and everything builds kind of like a puzzle of like Tetris. They're individual squares, and they all link together, and they're programmed together. So the back of the board doesn't look anywhere near as pretty as the front.
We are now at the press box, and Bobby Gross is going to show us how the game day operators work on the board.
So basically, the scoreboard is driven almost entirely by this one laptop. There are different inputs. We can click on full screen video and watch the full video. We can run individual video clips like the starting lineups and all that kind of stuff. But there is, on game days, there's one person that sits here that drives everything that goes to the video board.
Now let's take a look at the sound system.
So the public address announcer, which is Mr. Duncan on Friday night football games, We've got a new mic for that. He just literally switches it on. Check, check. And it runs, and he's spoken through the sound system. The audio, the music operator will sit next to him and have a laptop that will fire the music and request during the game.
This is the backbone of the system called the rack. Bobby, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, in this rack, we've actually got mounted at the bottom is 2 individual video servers. There's a primary, which is the one that typically will drive the board. There's a backup. So say on game day we have a computer that drops, we can switch to the backup and nobody at the game will notice the difference. Above that, there's control systems so that we can turn the whole system on and off from here for both the video board and the sound system. And then the top, the actual sound system itself, is one straight line of equipment. It's about 2 inches high. And that it's all digital, it's all run by computer, but it's all run through the network from here. So there's not much to it, but every bit of the game day entertainment is driven from this box right here. That's pretty much it for technical.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Gross. Well, that is it for the new scoreboard and sound system. I'm very excited for the new upgrades for next year. We'll catch you next time.
Signmark, your #1 hometown retailer for custom stamps, signs, and marketing products. We're growing and we want to take you, our loyal customers, with us. Whether you have an event, starting a new business, or wish to expand your existing business, Signmark is committed to helping you meet your design and marketing needs. Come see the friendly staff at Signmark at Pearson Road in Pearl and make your mark in the business world. Signmark, online at signmark.us or by phone at 601-932-6699.
Have you ever wondered, where can I get my Jackson Prep apparel? Well, then I've got the answer for you. Right here at the Jackson Prep Patriot Shop, open 3 days a week on Patriot Avenue, we've got everything you need. We got t-shirts, we got tank tops, we got sweatshirts, we've got sweatpants, we've got polos, we've got blankets, we've got teddy bears, face masks, and other fun accessories. We've even got duffel bags and stadium chairs. And we've even got football. So shop till you drop at the Patriot Shop, open 3 days a week, right here on Patriot Avenue.
Hey Prep family, my name is Will Crosby and I'm the athletic director here at Jackson Prep. We're so grateful to have the Booster Club here at Prep. They've done so much for us over the years, from updating our facilities to providing top-of-the-line equipment necessary to compete at the highest level. The help from our Booster Club to our teams and our spirit groups, including band, pacers, and cheerleaders, has been overwhelming. For more information on joining the Booster Club, you can visit the Jackson Prep homepage, and under the Athletics tab, you'll find the Booster Club link. We're grateful for your support.
Well, that's going to put a wrap on tonight's Jackson Prep Talk. We certainly hope that you've enjoyed it. Big thanks to Peter for handling this production tonight. He and Ryan Grubby kind of split time with it, and it was Peter's time today, so we appreciate him. Also appreciate Kiwi and Coach Gladwell coming in to talk with us, and the reports that we got on soccer and on golf. Just a little reminder that it won't be more than a week or so before baseball starts here at Jackson Prep, and I want to encourage everyone to come out for those games, and also encourage you to come out to the playoff games that Prep has in basketball and soccer. These kids work hard all year long to get to where they are, so it really, and I'll never forget last year when we went to the girls soccer, how exciting it was over at JA to see Jackson Prep win that state championship. And so John Marcus has his team poised and ready for a boys state championship. Will he get it? Well, we'll probably know here in the next week or so. So keep it tuned here to Prep Talk to find out. Big thanks to the JPTV kids for putting the features together tonight. We certainly hope that you have enjoyed this edition of Prep Talk as much as we have bringing it to you. So until next week, so long from Prep Talk.